The Elves and the Shoemaker. This is a narrator's voice. This is a shoemaker's voice. And this is customer number two's voice.
This is the wife's voice. This is customer one's voice.
Once upon a time, there was a shoemaker who worked very hard, but he could not earn enough to live on. At last, all he had in the world was just enough leather to make one pair of shoes. He cut these out at night and meant to rise early the next morning to make them up.
Dear husband, it is time for bed.
Yes, we can do no more today. In the morning, he said his prayers and sat down to work, when to his great wonder there stood the shoes already made upon the table. Dear wife, come and look at these shoes. These shoes are perfectly made.
But husband, when did you make them? I did not hear you get up.
That is true. They were here on the bench when I got up this morning. The shoemaker placed the shoes in the window, and soon a customer came in to buy them.
How much would you like for these wonderful shoes? I'll gladly pay 10 guilders for shoes made as well as these.
Narrator, front row. The shoemaker took the money and bought enough leather to make 2 more pairs of shoes. He cut out the work in the evening and went to bed early. He wanted to be up with the sun to get to work. When he got up in the morning, the work was done. Dear wife, come and look at these shoes. These shoes are perfectly made.
But husband, when did you make them? I did not hear you get up.
That is true. They were here on the bench when I got up this morning. Middle row narrator. Soon buyers came in and they paid him well for his shoes. How much would you like for these wonderful shoes? I'll gladly pay 10 guilders for shoes made as well as these. Now I can buy enough leather for 4 more pairs. Narrator, back row. He cut out the work again overnight and found it finished in the morning as before, so it went on for some time. What he got ready at night was always done by daybreak, and the good man soon was well-to-do. One evening at Christmas time, he and his wife sat over the fire, chatting. I should like to sit up and watch tonight, that we may see who it is that comes and does my work for me.
Let us leave the light burning and hide behind a curtain.
Narrator, front row. As soon as it was midnight, there came 2 little elves. They sat upon the shoemaker's bench, took up all the work that was cut out, and began to ply their little fingers. They stitched and rapped and tapped at such a rate that the shoemaker was amazed, and could not take his eyes off them for a moment. Wind, wind, wind the bobbin, wind, wind, wind the bobbin, pull and tap, tap, tap. Wind, wind, wind the bobbin, wind, wind, wind the bobbin, pull and tap, tap, tap. Tra-la-la, away we go, tra-la-la, away we go, tra-la-la, away we go, tra-la-la, away we go. Narrator, middle line. On they went till the job was done, and the shoes stood ready for use upon the table. This was long before daybreak. Then they ran away as quickly as lightning. The next day the wife and the shoemaker talked about the elves.
These little elves have made us rich, and we ought to be thankful for them and do them some good in return. I don't like to see them run about as they do. They have no jackets to keep off the cold. I'll tell you what we must do. I will make each of them a jacket, a shirt, and a pair of pants.
I'll make each of them a little pair of shoes. I like this idea very much. Narrator back row. Soon he and his wife had the clothes ready and laid them on the table instead of the work they used to cut out. Then they went and hid behind the curtain to watch what the little elves would do. At midnight, the elves came in and were going to sit down at their work as usual, but when they saw the clothes lying there, they laughed with glee. Narrator middle line. They dressed themselves in the twinkling of an eye and danced about as merry as could be, until at last they danced out of the door and over the green. The shoemaker never saw them again, but everything went well with him as long as he lived.